Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Startup Segments. My name is Theresa and I am the head of marketing at Simple Desk. So last week we got a lot of really great questions in regards to the first episode, and I wish I had time to answer them all, but I felt that there was one question in particular that really should be addressed, just in light of everything going on with COVID and the restrictions and such a big impact it's having on small businesses, that I felt that this question in particular might be really helpful to small business owners trying to figure out new ways to reach their demographic. So Rebecca R asked this last week, should I be doing email marketing? And if so, how can I be successful? There's so much to consider when we're talking about email marketing, but I'm going to try to keep it to the basics so that you can kind of just understand what goes into email marketing and kind of wrap your mind around whether or not it's something that you want to pursue in the future. So let's get started. Okay, so when you ask, should I be doing email marketing? That's a really great question. I always say that there's no harm in trying any avenue when it comes to marketing, as long as it aligns with your target demographic. When it comes to email marketing, there's two things I always say you have to have in place before you will see any return on your investment. Number one is time. So making sure that you have time to sit down and map out your buyer journey and figure out every step that you want them to take. And then number two is making sure that your website is functional. So if you're sending somebody to buy a product and that checkout page doesn't work, or there's issues, or the loading time's really slow, those are things that are going to really hinder your success. So if you don't have the time to develop great campaigns, and if your website is not functional for the buyer journey, I don't recommend even starting email marketing campaigns until you can get more time for yourself and make sure that your website is updated. Right now is as good a time as any to get your ducks in a row when it comes to email marketing and your website. More people are going to be at home, unfortunately, because of the lockdown, so they're going to see an email come in and they're going to have more time to read it. They're going to be doing online shopping, and email marketing is a great way to push products or services. Just kind of be conscious about what message you're sending out there, but just know that more people are going to be receptive to this method of communication because they're unfortunately going to be bored at home. So now is as good a time as any to jump in with both feet and see if email marketing is going to be effective for you. When it comes to being successful, there's so many things to factor in. I'm going to try to keep it to the basics so that you're not overwhelmed with the amount of information, but you are informed. So the first thing that I usually suggest is making sure that you have a good email marketing platform. There's MailChimp, Constant Contact, and ActiveCampaign. So right now we use ActiveCampaign and we love it because of all the different options it offers for us, but we use it as a step up from MailChimp, which we used to use before. So MailChimp is kind of like the basics, and then Constant Contact and ActiveCampaign would be the next step up. I do recommend doing your research, pricing things out, figuring out what you're comfortable with before you spend any money, because you want to make sure that the platform meets your specific needs and that you're still fitting into your marketing budget. You're not spending too much money, especially if you find that you don't have time. You don't want to be signed up for a year-long program and still have to pay and abandon email marketing like halfway through. When it comes to getting people onto your page, it's okay to post on social media asking people to sign up. You can create downloadable lead magnets that you push through social media or through your website that essentially gets people to sign up in order to get the download. Then they're put onto your list. And then at that point, you're going to confirm that they want to actually receive email communications from you. The double opt-in is really important. You can add a pop-up form on your website. You can add a specific section in the bottom. You can even adjust your Facebook page. There's a little button on the top right hand corner. You can ask people to sign up, and you can even add it to like a link tree into your Instagram bio just to push more people and give them more opportunities to sign up for your list. We usually recommend that when you're doing this, you put people into a general list, but also a segmented list. So what I mean by that is that you're doing a really big disservice to yourself to just have one big list and send all the information out. When somebody downloads a lead magnet that's marketing related or accounting related, they should ideally be segmented into a separate list. So they'll go onto your general list, but also get a tag or get put into a separate list that is in relation to that whatever they signed up for in the first place. So if they're interested in marketing because they've downloaded something marketing related, then they get put into a marketing list. And then what you will do is that you will know that those people are interested in that particular content. So you're going to send specific marketing related content or specific accounting related content or specific product related content, because you know that those are the people that are interested, as opposed to sending it out to 50 people and having one person interested. You might send it out to 15 and have 15 people interested. So make sure that you're not just focusing on a general list, you're segmenting or adding tags as people are being added to your email marketing platform. So when it comes to creating content, what I usually say is do a mix. So 50% text and 50% image. Don't just do all image or just plain text. You want to have a mix. It's really going to help with deliverability rate, and it's going to help with how people see your emails in their email marketing platform. The next thing that I do recommend is create content that fulfills a need or a pain point for your buyer. So you should know your target audience really well before you do any email marketing campaigns, and you should create content that speaks to them. So if it's a blog, or if it's tips, or if it's something downloadable that they can have, you need to know what you can provide that's valuable, that's going to help with your open and click rates and help with sales or bookings or whatever it is that you're looking to do. So make sure that you're creating content that fulfills a specific need. When you're creating your content, one of the most important things to factor in is your subject line. There's this really great tool online for free that you can use called subjectline.com. It basically evaluates the score of your email subject line. It tells you whether or not you're violating some really key rules. It tells you what it ranks it out of a score of 100. So I usually try to not do a subject line any less than 90% because I know that those are going to be successful. So I just try a bunch of different things and wait and see what the score says, and then whatever one ranks the best, that's the one I use as my subject line. With email marketing, you have to be so careful about what you're saying and how you're saying it, that these free tools really help keep you on track and make sure you're not doing anything that's really going to hurt your email marketing efforts. So we talked about list segmentation, we talked about creating content. One thing that I want to talk about is being consistent in that message. Don't be creating things that are so far out left field from what you created the week previous. Make sure that everything's really cohesive and relevant to your brand. It's great to be informative, but if it doesn't do anything for your business, or if it doesn't help build that relationship with your consumers, then it's not really worth your effort. So you want to focus on things that are specifically related to your business and that specifically grow your relationship with your consumers. So the last thing I want to talk about very briefly is marketing automation. So this is something that's offered through your email marketing platform. Obviously, the more money you spend for an email marketing platform, the better the services are, or the better the options. ActiveCampaign, which we use right now, offers a great amount of styles and formats and forums and stuff for automation. Essentially what I mean by automation is, like, once you've put the work in to figure out what email marketing works for your specific business, and you've mapped out that buyer journey, you can basically set up an automation to run on its own. So for example, if somebody signs up for your newsletter, maybe 24 hours later you want to send them a thank you email, or maybe 3 days later you want to send them some information about a product or tell them about a great sale. You essentially create a sequence of events, what you want to have happen, when you want to have it happen, how you want it to look, and essentially that just helps really snag any of those hot leads that maybe you didn't get off a first email, or it just helps retain customer relationships. These sequences are essentially a good way to free up your time once you figured out what works and how you want things to be delivered. You just essentially set it up and let it run, and it just does its own thing. So automations are a great thing to capitalize on once you've been trying some email marketing efforts and you understand it. It just makes your life a lot easier. It helps you continue to be consistent and have your message delivered, but then you can also focus on other aspects of your business. So if you have any questions about email marketing, it could be anything, stuff that I've talked about today that maybe you want some more information on, or anything that I did didn't talk about that you would like for me to talk about. I'm happy to answer any questions about marketing, and Jenny will handle all of the questions about accounting and bookkeeping and that kind of stuff. Just let us know. Leave us a question in the comments, send us a message, send us an email. We're happy to answer. Our whole goal with Startup Segments is to make life a lot easier for you and essentially help you see success by helping you grow your business. So that's all for today. Stay tuned for next Wednesday, when Jenny will be kicking off episode 3 of Startup Segments. Thanks so much and have a great holiday season. Bye, everybody.